Are you nervous?
I was told to stand here.
Oh.
Are you nervous?
No, see, I'm
In
going
In front of the window.
And he's happily married.
Stand in the right
John,
place.
John, can you move a little bit so that picture and you are framed together? You know,
Wait, in the cock and the cock.
Did that come out?
He said it.
If anybody mentions Tottenham Hotspur, they're out of here. Okay. On behalf of Pamela and I, good evening and welcome. Selamat malam dan selamat datang.
That's more than I know. Bloody hell.
It's very pleasing to see family and friends from as far away as the US, Canada, Indonesia, Australia, and England.
Wait a minute.
On this first of Ian and Putri's wedding ceremonies, which in a way typifies our eldest son. Never easy or straightforward. However, in this case, he has redeemed himself
To me, well.
by arranging this special occasion in Scotland, in the main, for his mum to be able to see her eldest son married to Putri, and we thank you both. Thank you. That's emotional bit over. It is also fitting that stages of Ian's life and development are well represented by the people gathered here at Lochgreen. The first friends here to see Ian, and were also at his baptism at the Mission to Seamen, and there's a photograph of me walking into the Mission to Seamen over there. Walking into the Mission to Seamen in Singapore, and played a key part in developing his keen interest in boats and water sports for Alec and Mari.
Yeah.
Since he was a few months old, before Ian could walk, he would be on our ski boat in Singapore, happily riding the waves in his mother care baby bouncer. Ian's interest in football, and in particular Newcastle United,
Wait a minute.
definitely comes from his uncle Bill and his cousins Mark and David.
And Julie.
And Julie.
She comes later. And fingers crossed and toes crossed for this season.
In Rafa we trust.
Cousin Randy. I'm trying to picture of you. Where's Cousin Randy? Cousin Randy was skiing, or should I say these days, wakeboarding and snowboarding, to be more politically correct, with some excellent times and memories in Colorado, Gulf Shores and Florida. Uncle John Broom, who happens to share the same birthday as Ian last week, for cultivating Ian's very keen interest in sailing. John even jumped into the Caledonian Canal one trip to rescue a sandal that Ian had dropped.
And so the child.
At about 10 years old. And as regard his pals from school,
Uh-oh.
perhaps we'd better not go too far. What
It's all right,
say
I've seen
you,
it all.
Alistair and Jamie? Suffice to say, as a proud parent, I went to school in the early hours to greet the homecoming of an educational school trip to France. To be greeted by the schoolmaster, who presented me with a confiscated box of booze with the words, "This belongs to your son." When Ian went to uni, he first shared a house in Weymouth. Would you believe that several others called, wait for it, this is true, and this is no joke, called the Pigging House,
Pigging in, yeah.
which was pink in colour. So there's my son going off to him. Pamela took him down, pink house, Pigging House. And I think I'm getting even too old to even try and imagine what went on in this Pigging House. Although I did stay there one night. It cost me a case of beer, I seem to remember. Then he moved on to Southampton, where he met up with Tom.
Yeah.
And I think stories from there better be censored and discretion prevail, is what I have heard said. So. And of course the diving. Uncle Bill Mackinvonder. Bill gets the accolade for getting me into diving some 46 years ago on Tyneside. Carrying Ian on his shoulders in Singapore and Gibraltar in the early days was an event he recalls quite often when we're having a glass of white wine. Bill, Ian and I were diving in the South China Sea when Ian found his ship's bell. Something that Bill nor I have achieved in all of our diving exploits, but Ian has, and a very nice bell it is at that. Here's this bit that I'm waiting for. Cousins Julie and Carly. I'm still waiting to find out what happened during your visits to Singapore on those nights out that you had.
Hold me here! Hold me here!
I can remember seeing you the next morning. Robin D, for their support and comfort when he had his accident in 2010. Thank you. His mum, grandmothers, Tina and Nancy, and aunties, both those relatives or friends, of course, also had a big influence and shared in the fun of raising Ian, or the brunt of developing Ian in the correct way.
It's not been easy.
With Grand Tina at 92, not now, but then, not now, 92, not then, coming all the way from Florida to have to go sledging on the hills in Kenneswood in Persia. I remember commenting that she really must enjoy cooking, as she spent a lot of time in the kitchen. Little did I know, or we know, that she spent time in the kitchen cooking to keep warm after arriving in December from Florida in December. But it was much appreciated. Then there's the best man, James, the haggis reciter, and Sean, but I'm sure he will develop his own stories, which I shall listen to very carefully. In November 2011, Pam and I first met Putri for the first time at a British Chamber of Commerce dinner in Singapore, with two of them posing against a nice shiny Rolls-Royce motor car, which was in the foyer. And I thought to myself, my mother would probably say at this time, champagne tastes and beer money. But things have developed, as we all know. But I will integrating for Putri into a male-dominated family, 3 brothers. Putri had to overcome some checkpoints. So I wish to go through those. I can now say that she can mix and drink a mean rusty nail. Despite the comments this afternoon. She has boat bites and scars to justify her ability to get involved and enjoy sailing.
Woo! Oh wait, you want to see my
Her
scar?
randang is now part of the menu in our household, and in our household, and is to enjoy. We have dived together in Lombok and in Bali, and she's very competent under as well as on the water. And she has withstood a number of Newcastle United games of football in December, in the freezing cold, drinking beer, winning and losing.
It was a Derby defeat and an Everton win, right?
I work for a
It's
coach.
a tough.
So well done, Putri. So well done, Putri, and welcome to the Horsborough clan.
Thank you.
And indeed, a welcome to Luki, Putri's mum.
Thank you.
We'll be advising you later what the clan challenges are.
I believe bagpipes on there.
Oh God.
Enough from me. On behalf of Pam and I, we are grateful that you've been able to be with us this evening in Scotland. Thank you. Terry Macassi.
My pleasure.
And time to raise a glass.
Mummy, you need one.
Time to raise a
Had
glass
one.
Here you go.
Wait, wait.
This is mine.
to the couple of the moment, Ian and Putri.
Thank you, Father. That was.
Hold on, one second. And if I could ask your indulgence to raise a glass to Alec and Maury, it would demonstrate a fine example of togetherness in celebrating their golden wedding, 50 years.
50 years!
This one.
50 years.
Cheers. Cheers.
Congratulations. Well done.
See you in 10 years.
Over to you.
Over to me. All right.
Somebody else.
All right. I'm sorry. I apologize for reading from my phone. It's been a lot of preparation over the last few weeks. I must admit that Putri has, with another ceremony to come, that Putri has done all of the legwork. And I have just been the emotional support. I've been the one that has had to deal with it. So
That's right.
everything tonight, from the flower arrangement to the, I don't know if you've noticed the photos, all of these photos on this mantelpiece over here represent our family. So there are photos of Putri, Putri's mother, my family, and here too. So this was all done by Putri.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I just want
It's
to
okay.
say thank
Congratulations.
I just want to say that we wanted to thank James and Dee for helping us today.
James and Dee also really helped today.
Oh,
But
sorry. Mazel tov.
so I mean, you know, Putri has been, and this is, I guess it's exactly how our relationship works. She's the one who props me up and she holds me up. So anyway, back to the scripted. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank my dad for the sincere words just now. I've choked up a lot over the time, and it was nice to see a little bit of a tear. So, thank you for those sincere words, and I would like to thank both Mum and Dad for the love that you've both shown me. Not only in the preparation for today, but from the first moment until today. I haven't been easy. I've tested the mettle of my two amazing
I didn't
parents.
hear
but
that bit about saying you haven't been easy. Can you repeat that bit again?
you can put that in your pocket. So okay. As we touched on before, I'm lucky to have met the partner that I can share all of my passions with. You know, as Maggie mentioned earlier, when Putri moved into my bachelor pad after 6 months after meeting,
A month.
I there we go. I remember unpacking all of her stuff because that was my job while she sat and I don't know.
Looks pretty.
I was unpacking her bags and I pulled out these muddy hiking boots. And it really confused me because, you know, in front of us tonight we have beautiful... So Putri, for those who don't know, translates literally from Indonesian to English to princess. Which all of a sudden makes sense for a lot of people. So I had this beautiful princess that moved in with me, and as I was unpacking all of her gear, I unpacked these muddy hiking boots. Filthy, muddy hiking boots. And I was like, who's these? I just couldn't, at the time, connect why she would have a pair of hiking boots. But after a while, and after getting to know Putri, I figured out that she is the most competitive, outdoorsy person I know. So I introduced Putri to sailing, to racing, which is something that I was taught from a very young age. I think Uncle John gave me my first pint. I won't disclose the first age, but I was integrated into the sailing racing society, and Putri is a very competitive person. So, following on from that point, Putri and I, as you've heard several times tonight, we have climbed mountains together, and we have raced together in a competitive format across the equator on yachts, and we've won trophies together. You know, we've traveled all over Asia. We have a lot more on the list, but we have a big future in front of us. But the fact that we've already achieved so much in the 6 years that we've been together is just amazing for me. I've found a partner that can almost drink as much as me, that tends to be the one sober when I'm under the table, but then can, go through all of these kind of life experiences with me. Okay, so let me go back to the script. I was kind of
This is segueing off.
Yeah. After a while, I realized that my princess, and as you know, Putri translates to princess, was as competitive and as explorative as I was. So the adventures began. So moving on, I did have a full speech worked out for this occasion, but of course now that I'm a married man, Putri insisted that I conform, and so I'm going to read Putri's script.
What?
That's okay.
Wait, don't lie. I didn't write this. I was too busy to write
On
this.
behalf of my wife,
Wait, guys, hold on, wait.
and I,
Wait, I did all the decor.
we can talk about this later.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to have to try and get used to this, I know.
What? I didn't say
Yeah, okay.
anything.
Anyway, so I would like to start by thanking everyone here today for sharing a very special day with us. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you all for everything you've done. We've been so touched by the generosity, and as my dad touched on earlier, I have like this spread of people who are attending today is super special. We've got cousin Randy from Miami. I've got my best bud from uni. I've got my boys from high school in Scotland. I've got my mother. I've got my grandmother who got on a plane all the way from Miami. How many hours did you fly? Wow, that's amazing. She doesn't know. Anyway, so thank you all for the wonderful gifts and what you've given us today. We're so touched by the generosity and your presence from all over the world. We've both been very nervous about today. And it means a great deal to us that you're sharing this day with us, which is why you're all here. It was small, but I think this gathering today was perfect. It was all about family and
good friends.
My boys from high school and my boys from uni and everyone else. Like this is family to us. Okay. So most people on the wedding days describe it as the happiest day of their lives. That worries me because it implies that from now.
You've got 2 more weddings.
From Do you want to fill in the rest of it? Welcome to Beach. Anyway, so that implies that tomorrow there's if this is the best day in our lives, that implies that it's a lifelong decline. But that's not how we think about it, So today I'm going to make the most of today. I'm going to drink a lot of whiskey, probably too much with all of you.
Yes.
Okay?
No baby, no baby.
And good dad's face. I just want to again thank everybody for traveling so far, close and far. It's been so humbling, and to realize that today we have all of our family and friends together is the most. It's the most, it's a special thing for Putri and I. Okay, so all I can say is that I love you all. Every single one of you. Thank you so much for making the effort to be here. It's so special that you can all be here with us on our special day.
Thank you.
And that's all I have. I'm sorry. Thank you. And next up, by the way, is my best man, my brother, who's going to absolutely nail his best man speech. Come on.
Go, Sean.
He's a little bit nervous, so you go along with it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Understatement.
He's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it.
Right. What have we got? Right.
No nonsense there.
Can you tone down the stories, though, please?
There's nothing bad in this. Don't worry.
That's the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to formally welcome you to the wedding reception of my big brother Ian
Oh.
and my now sister. Doesn't she look stunning today? She
does.
absolutely fantastic. Now, a lot of you may not know that Ian almost didn't make it today because he was actually out getting pissed the day of his flight and missed his flight to fly to Scotland. So Emirates Airlines have actually asked me to present you with this certificate for the most laid-back groom that they've ever encountered.
I made it though. I made it though.
Well done. But he's made it today, so that's fine, isn't it? He's here.
Yeah.
He's here now. So firstly, I was advised not to make the speech too long, which was fine by me. In fact, I was told that the best man speech shouldn't last any longer than it's likely to take the groom to perform his husbandly duties on a wedding night. Which
No
is even better
chance.
news.
It's not going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses.
Hang on.
As you know, I'm Sean, Ian's younger brother and best man today. But actually, when I come to think of it, I've always been the better man. So, those of us that have known Ian a long time will agree that he's a man who really knows how to experience life to the max. Good. And as you can imagine, as his younger brother, I've learned a great deal from him. And I usually do the opposite of what he's doing. And it's always served me well.
I'm sure my parents would agree.
So I'm now going to give you a history of Ian's life to date. And then once we've got through that, we'll get onto the juicy stories about him. So Ian was born, he went to school, got a job, met Putri, got married. Right, okay.
Hang on.
So what can I say about Ian? He's handsome, he's witty, he's intelligent, he's charming, he's good looking. Sorry Ian, I can't read your writing. So my mum told me a story, and she said that when she was pregnant with with me, they were walking along, and Ian told Mum that instead of a little baby brother or baby sister, that he'd rather have a dog. So I just wanted to apologise and say I'm sorry. I mean, don't do it now, but you know, is it better?
Sorry, no.
Okay.
Much happier with the awesome brother.
So when we were growing up, Mum and Dad had this system. It was a really strict calendar family organiser system. which worked on a sort of behavioural rating. And this consisted of red dots for bad behaviour and gold stars for impeccable behaviour.
Who do you think got all the red dots? Who got all the gold stars?
Managed to look out one of these calendars from back in the day,
Back in the day.
Now you have
and just to show you
Is
a
this
sort of example.
historically correct?
So this is Ian and Sean, and this just goes on, and as you'll probably notice, there's not one, it's just red, right, okay. But also you've probably noticed that there's also this separate column which says ISIS, and it's not ISIS, like, that's not it stands for Ian and Sean, and these were our remote control days. So basically, whoever so say Monday, yeah, so it's Sean's turn, great. Tuesday, it's Ian's turn, he's watching football, great. So, what I used to do is I employed this new technique called the tantrum technique. And what I do is...
Do you believe me now? Yeah, he's telling you.
So we'd be sitting there, and Ian would be watching his football and be like, oh, I've had enough of this. Oh. So then I'd just like throw a little tantrum, like squeeze out a few tears, dad, and then my dad would come running through, grab Ian by the neck, lift him up, chuck him upstairs.
What did you do to your younger brother?
What are you doing? Get to your room. Then I'll be able to switch over to put play days on, or Power Rangers.
Smart little kids. Smart little kids.
It's good, wasn't it? So then I'll be able to watch my TV in peace. Yeah. Sorry, Billy.
Now
Sorry,
you
Dad.
tell us.
You're really cutting on to this now.
Poor Ian.
Do I get some more brownie points? Oh, yeah. See, Grandma Tina, I was innocent the whole
I
time.
know.
See?
I know.
I know my darling.
Right, so when I was younger, I wanted to go and see the Spice Girls. Oh. Right, so as a birthday present, my mum and dad bought me tickets to go and see the Spice Girls and some friends. And Ian's job was to actually be the chaperone because we were too young to actually go on our own. But after the story you've just heard about the booze crate that my dad went to collect, I've actually now just worked out that the whole point, it was all tactical because he didn't want to go and see the Spice Girls, so he just planted that booze on the bus driver's balcony, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he planted it there on purpose just to get in trouble by the teacher to get Dad.
Yeah.
So then Dad was stuck with taking us to see the Spice Girls. So now it's finally all
Dad, who's
like,
your favourite Spice Girl?
Mel B.
Victoria.
Mel B.
No,
No,
Mel
it's
B.
Mel B. Go on.
Scary Spice.
Scary Spice.
Serious?
No, Scary Spice.
Mel B.
So well played for that, yeah. So it's all came true now, right?
I was gutted. I wanted to see the Hot Spice Girls.
How many? There are 5. Pick your favorite.
Right.
Mel B.
So some advice that I've received of people, which I'm going to pass on to you. So in order for you to live a happy marriage, I feel that I'm going to share some advice with you that was passed on to me from a trusted family member. Mum. A happy marriage is a relationship where one person will always be right and the other person is the husband.
Is that how it works, Dad, is it?
There's also a 2-rule system. Rule 1, the wife is always right. Rule 2, when the wife is wrong, refer to rule 1. It never fails, apparently.
Listen.
I've also been told that there's 3 rings needed for a successful marriage. So the first one is an engagement ring. Secondly, we've got the wedding ring. And then finally, we've got goddamn suffering.
So who has to go there?
You.
Right, so for those of you that don't know, but obviously Ian's already touched on this, that Putri's name translates to princess. But today, you've certainly blossomed into a queen. And I'd like to present you with a gift.
Don't give it.
Get me a tiara.
I'd like to present you with a gift to welcome you to the family. So let me just put that down there. So, let me just work out what way this goes. Right, so, we've got this, drama queen. Basically, sums you up. There we go. But also, on the back, as we know, Putri's WhatsApp name is Putri, but now it's Putri Horse Burger.
Putri, you whisper again.
Ian, that means that you're the king by default. Sorry, I'm not a dog.
I love you, brother.
Right. So one of my last duties before we toast to the happy couple is to read out some messages and cards. So let me just grab them.
Are you playing Cards Against Humanity?
No.
It's been pretty fun.
So we've received some messages. Congratulations to Ian and Putri, wishing a great day and a happy and prosperous life together. From Uncle Peter and Auntie Leslie. Joe and Louise in Singapore. We've got Stan and Wattie in Brisbane. Steve and Bronwyn in Brisbane.
Brilliant.
Joanne and John in Aberdeen. Georgie and Jamie Martin in Ayr. And Heather and Alan Wilson Holmes from Ayr.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Aw.
There's also a card here. It's blank in the front, but I'm guessing it's for you. To Ian and Putri, we hope you both enjoy your honeymoon in Wales.
What?
We're
At
going well,
least, I think it's Wales. When we asked Ian what he was doing after the wedding, he said he was going to bang her for 2 weeks.
You lucky girl. You lucky girl.
John, you love it.
You lucky. That was a dad joke right from your book.
On a more serious note, we've had Ian. We've had some excellent times together, and I know that there'll be many more to come in the future. You've been a great brother to me over the years, and it's been a great honour to have been your best man today. And I'm going to leave you with a quick poem.
Props.
I know.
Hang on.
So, today is the day you will always remember, the greatest in anyone's life. Your start of the day, just two people in love, and end as husband and wife. It's a brand new beginning, the start of a journey, with moments to cherish and treasure. And although there'll be times that you both disagree, it will surely be outweighed by pleasure. You'll have heard many words of advice in the past when secrets of marriage were spoken, but you know that the answers lie hidden inside when the bonds of true love lies unbroken. So live happy forever as lover and friends, and it's dawn for a new life for you. As you stand there together with love in your eyes from the moment you whisper, I do. And with luck, all your hopes and your dreams can be real. May success find its way to your hearts. Tomorrow can bring you the greatest of joys, but today is the day that all starts.
Thank you. More to come.
So I'd like to say best of luck to you two. I'm really delighted for you both, and I hope you have a long and happy future together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an emotional day, even the cake's in tears. It now gives me immense pleasure, and not to mention relief, like as you all know, to all invite you to stand and raise your glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Horsburgh.
No, Sean doesn't have a glass. That's why I always say.
Yeah, Ian kept drinking it.
To Ian and Putri.
Ian and Putri. Okay, all right. Okay, stand up and have your toast. Ian and Putri.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ian and Putri.
Thank you again for everyone. Thank you for being here today. It means so much to us.
We really want to thank, I personally would like to thank Sean, my brother.
You, brother.
Make your life hell for life. For helping me out so much for this whole wedding, since I was all the way in Singapore and Indonesia, and you have made this so much easier because you know your brother.
Aw, thank you.
Do anything.
And also, please. Right, Father, do you want to talk about sticking in till you stick out?
Well, let's go sit down.
No, dinner is served.
Dinner is served, everyone. Enjoy the booze, and we'll have a dance.
What are you throwing at me?
Sandy.
That okay?
Okay?